Welcome to Nerdindex. Today we're going to look at what anime are airing this summer season. Based on the trailers, we're going to make a tier list guessing how we might feel about each show before we watch them. In a couple months, when the summer season ends, we'll compare this list to our final review tier list to see how accurately we can gauge a show's performance. For the shows continuing into summer that originally started in spring, we have Witch Watch, which is supposed to be 25 episodes total, and I've seen a lot of people saying that it's really funny with what's been released so far, so I'm still hopeful that this would be an A tier. Then, according to a Crunchyroll article, Haigakura is going to start re-airing over the summer and hopefully will actually finish releasing this time. Even though there's 7 episodes that were previously released, I still don't really feel like I know what's going on, but I guess that would mean it has a high potential to be dropped. We have a lot of returning shows this season, starting with My Dress Up Darling Season 2, and I'm super excited to see more of Marin and Gojo's relationship unfold. I absolutely loved Season 1, so I want Season 2 to also be S tier. For Kaiju No. 8 Season 2, I'm worried that if we're getting assigned to a new division that we're not going to see as much of the characters that we fell in love with from Season 1, but I'm really excited to see some more good action sequences.
I'm excited to see where we go next after where Season 1 left us off, and hopefully we get to see more of how the world works.
Season 1 was one of my favorite anime from 2024, so I feel like this could be S tier. For SAKAMOTO Days Part 2, it seems like we might see more of the Order members in action this time, which would be really cool.
I'm just excited to see more action from this show.
In general. If it maintains the same quality as Season 1, it would be an A tier. For Call of the Night Season 2, as someone who's read the manga, I know that there's going to be a lot of interesting elements that this season can animate, and I'm looking forward to that. The quality of Season 1 was still really good, so I think that this would be an A tier as well. The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4 seems like we're going to finally see the Beast People Kingdom, which could be really interesting, but it also continues to bloat the number of characters in the show. I've always loved Shield Hero, so I'm rooting for this one to be an S, but I'm also being realistic and thinking it's probably going to be more like an A. With Dr. Stone Science Future Part 2, we still haven't watched Part 1 yet, and at this point we might as well wait for Part 3 to watch everything all together, but I'm still really excited for it.
I'm sad that this got split up into so many parts, but at least they seem to be airing back-to-back seasons, so hopefully it won't be much more of a wait. Any guesses what this middle section of the season will be?
I've seen spoilers about South America.
I mean, tier-wise.
Oh. I mean, I felt really hyped about last season, if I remember correctly, so it's probably like an S or a very high A. So what did you think?
I think probably an A.
Okay. Then there's going to be Reborn as a Vending Machine. I Now Wander the Dungeon Season 2, which I don't really want to watch, so you're going to watch it yourself.
Season 1 was fun to watch, so if they continue with that frame, probably a solid B tier.
Then I'm going to watch Toilet Bound Hanako Season 2 Part 2, but at the time of recording there isn't a trailer, so at the very least I know I'm going to watch it just so that I can continue the story. But this should be another A tier. For new series, we're starting with The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. This looks like another cute, unlikely pairing type of high school romance, but high school romances have not been hitting me the same lately, so I worry that this would just be B tier or potentially dropped. I feel like I've seen a lot of good things about the manga, and the trailer looked like they're bringing a lot of quality to it, so it's probably just going to be a personal issue, not a show issue.
So is that B dropped or meh?
Let's just do B.
Optimistic.
I want to like it. For Gachiakuta, I'm worried that this will be an attack of the bad CG, but maybe the story can carry it, and the character designs reminded me of Tokyo Revengers.
I think the action looked really cool, and I'm excited to see what all the characters' individual power and fighting styles are like.
I could see this being a B tier. For Tougen Anki, Legend of the Cursed Blood, I've heard a lot of hype about the manga, but I'm not sure how I feel about this taking place in a school setting and seemingly having tournament arcs, so I hope that it could take me by surprise.
Manipulating blood as a power, I find, is always really cool, so it'd be interesting to see how they can make each person's version of that unique.
Hopefully this could be an A tier. Secrets of the Silent Witch looks like it'll have some fun magical action and has some pretty cool character designs and potentially some reverse harem action.
It is hard to say no to a well-animated fantasy show with a cat.
The trailer really excited me, so I'd like to see this be an S tier. There's no freaking way I'd be your lover unless it seems like a fairly active Yuri romance.
It felt like a very action-packed trailer. I just hope she doesn't come off as too forceful in context to the show.
And I wonder if there will be more than one romantic pairing to root for, but it's probably a B tier. Tsuyokute New Saga.
Is this our edgy, dark fantasy show of the season?
Well, it looks like it's trying to be, but it also looks like there might not be too much depth of story behind it. I'm going to put this one in C tier for now. With the Water Magician, what they're billing as or attempting to bill as a slow life reincarnation show came off very lackluster in the trailer to me.
The synopsis sounded more interesting than the trailer showed, so hopefully there's some weight behind the time passing.
I think this has potential to be dropped. The Mikadono sisters are surprisingly easy to deal with, could end up being too heavy on the caricature style of each person's attitudes, but I keep seeing a lot of hype about this online, so I'm at least going to give it one episode, because just from the potential train wreck aspect alone, but probably end up dropping it. Scooped up by an S-rank adventurer is yet another generic kicked out of the hero's party, the support character goes on to do great things kind of show, but I'm still going to check it out because I do like them. They're my guilty pleasure type show. Watari-kun's Blink is about to collapse, has me worried about the aspect that this is just another high school romance, but also intrigued by the yandere element of his childhood friend, so I'm going to give it a try, but with my current level of enthusiasm, it's probably a C tier. The Earthbound mole has yokai elements that intrigue me, but depending on how they can make me care about the characters or not, probably I'd see this being a C tier. With You and the Rain might end up being a little too slow life, slice of life for me, but I want to see what cute antics that she can get up to with the tanuki, so I'm going to give it a try.
I really hope this is as cute as it's set up to be.
If it can deliver, it could be a B tier. Betrothed to My Sister's Ex has Cinderella story vibes with a love at first sight potential kind of romance from the trailer, and I tend to be a sucker for the aristocracy kind of shows, so maybe this could be an A tier. I'm going to give April Showers Bring May Flowers an episode to see what the dynamic is like between the main characters. Hopefully they get past her being completely awkward and could make some sort of story progress, but I'm worried that this would be a drop. Nyaight of the Living Cat is supposed to be a comedy parody, I think, but they also still have it listed as a horror genre, so I'm going at it cautiously. I do worry that this wouldn't be able to keep up the gimmick for an entire 12-episode series, though, so maybe a C tier. The Stunt Hero and the Assassin Princesses is another show where I'm worried about the gimmick not carrying for a full season, but I'm going to give it a try, assuming that it would potentially be dropped. For Hotel Inhumans, a hotel that services hitmen exclusively sounds like a really interesting concept, and there's potential for some cool action sequences, so it'd be nice for this to be a B tier in the end. With Let's Go Karaoke, I tend to like Yakuza stories, and the characters seemed pretty likable even just from the trailer, so I'm going to give this a try, and I want it to be at least a B tier. For Private Tutor to the Duke's Daughter, I don't know if I would like any of the female characters in actuality, but the magic looks fun.
I think there's also some potential for some good comedy in this one based off the trailer.
Maybe this would also be a B tier. Finally, in Clevatess, there's a lot of interesting world building going on, and the action sequences looked pretty cool. Although I'm worried that it seems like the baby is going to be there a lot, considering that it's called The Baby and the Brave of Undead, but maybe I can get over it and it can be a B tier show. After going through everything, it looks like we're giving 30 shows a try during the summer season. The new series that I'm looking forward to the most was The Secrets of the Silent Witch, because the trailer made it seem like there would be multiple strong components that got me really excited.
Since you picked Silent Witch, I'm going to have to go with Tougen Anki, the Legend of the Cursed Blood, because the action looked the most interesting from the trailers.
Let us know in the comments which show you're looking forward to the most, and if you're having fun, please like and subscribe.